Storms on Wall Street continue today after regulators seized the assets of Silicon Valley Bank, marking the largest bank failure since the 2008 financial crisis. The California bank's collapse, the second largest in U.S. history, is now raising concerns about the broader economy. CBS's Nancy Cordes has more.
The nation's 16th largest bank collapsed within hours, leaving customers in limbo and forcing federal regulators to swoop in.
One of our amazing investors alerted us, and essentially he said, the bank is imploding. Get out as soon as you can.
Allison Greenberg is the CEO of a maternity care startup based in L.A. Her co-founder transferred nearly all their business funds out just in time.
The website was down, the phone lines were tied up. Even now, if you call the FDIC, you can only leave a message. This is extremely scary for those of us who, pay salaries and put food on the table for our employees.
Silicon Valley Bank caters to tech companies, which have been hit hard by rising interest rates. Recently, the bank reported its assets were running low.
That was the flare that went up and said, hey, I got a problem. And that's when the run started in earnest.
The FDIC took over the bank around noon today, but it only insures deposits up to $250,000. The markets tumbled on fears that other banks could be at risk.
There are recent developments that concern a few banks that I'm monitoring very carefully.
The collapse came even as the U.S. logged another strong monthly jobs report, with employment levels surpassing their pre-pandemic high.
Overall, we've created more jobs in 2 years than any administration has created in their first 4 years. And I think all this matters.
This rare bank collapse highlights the challenges that come with high interest rates. But the Federal Reserve is widely expected to hike rates again in a couple of weeks as it works to bring inflation down even further. JB?
Thank you, Nancy.
Sally, this is rapid, how quickly this bank went into total collapse. It was just a couple of days, and it happened in the middle of the day on a Friday, which is highly unusual.
I know, it's been a really stunning turn of events here, a very brief potted history of what happened. This bank, it had really a 1-2 punch of having a very concentrated depositor base with startups, and then it also felt the pain of rising interest rate hikes. And then over the past few days, it tried to initiate this rescue plan and raise capital, but unfortunately had to abandon that plan. And then the FDIC stepped in to actually close the bank. And now we have two very big questions, which are what happens to the bank, and also how did regulators miss this?
When we're breaking news, Sally, you're my first call, and I want to see if you could walk us through here on what happens next and what the market should be watching for.
Well, in terms of what happens next, the bank actually, we're not entirely sure what the progress will be, but we can expect that the bank goes into some sort of sale procedure. We knew that it was exploring other options after the equity raise was cancelled. And then the questions circle what happens to its depositor base. There are insured depositors who, as long as they're insured to the degree of 250,000, and then there are a huge amount of uninsured depositors. About 90% of the bank's depositor base are uninsured. So what happens to them? That's another big question.
Yeah, and if those depositors that are uninsured, Sally, aren't made whole, does that not just intensify the risk of contagion here?
I think that's what the bank regulators really have to act now to stave off. They don't want to have another Silicon Valley Bank on their hands next week. And we know that the issue that the bank has been hit with, it's a kind of disease that banks are also facing to varying degrees. Silicon Valley Bank was a really extreme example of what happens when the Federal Reserve hikes interest rates, and it was compounded by the fact that the bank has this concentration in startups. And so the regulators really need to act fast in order to contain this, to stave off any kind of fears that it will happen to other banks.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 28, and verse 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence. The prophet which prophesied of peace, when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that the Lord hath truly sent him. Shalom, shalom, shalom. This is your brother Kahan from the GMS Prophetic Vibration Camp here in Trinidad with another video, another lesson to the power and spirit of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai. So first and foremost, Kal Halayam, La Alahayanawa Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham Rakaha Kodash. Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahweh Shai, Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahweh Shai, Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahweh Shai. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace, blessing, salutations unto the brothers who preaching and teaching the truth throughout the four corners of the earth, risking their lives and their freedoms to do so now more than ever. Shalom unto the speckled bird Israelites who may look like the other nations, but are Israel through their forefatherly lineage, and shalom unto the very few but faithful Akwatium. Again, we told you so. Yeah? We told you so. So, as the old saying go, pops goes the weasel. Alright? Let the games begin. Alright? Which Israelite group been constantly on the when it comes to prophesying and letting you all know what the future beholds, where this economic system is concerned? Which Israelite group has been doing the forewarning constantly concerning this financial system and its upcoming demise that is going to take hold upon the whole world? Alright? So we see what just take place with a major bank out there in Babylon the Great. Alright, so the Silicon Valley Bank, and its collapse. It's quick collapse. Alright? Within a matter of what, days. Yeah, within a matter of days. And the shock waves that proceeded after its fall. The shock waves through the whole financial sector. Alright? We told you so. We told you so. And there is more to come. And this is just the beginning. This is just the early stages. Pretty soon it's going to spread like a cancer. And after, it's going to be dealt its fatal blow. Alright? Salakia. Barakatam. Alright? It's going to receive its fatal blow. Right now, this is how I would put it. This is stage 3 cancer. within the financial system. Yeah, stage 3. Because stage 1 was done gone long. Stage 1 was done long gone. When the US take the gold, take the currency of the gold back standard. That was stage 1. That was our recipe for disaster. All right. Phase 2 was the financial trouble back in 2008. All right. Now, this year, stage 3. Because what you're seeing there is what we have been telling you all, I had even done videos on it. What you're seeing there is concerning bank runs, because there's bank runs taking place now, all right? Because the people are trying to see if they could save themselves from them being the victims of bail-ins, bank bail-ins. And there's what is going to take place throughout the 4 corners of the earth. It's already taken place and that's why I say it in stage 3, because it's already taken place in Lebanon. All right, where the people they have no access to the financial, to the bank here, to the money. All right, they have no access to it, and there's limitations of withdrawals. All right, because what has taken place is that the banks, all right, due to a financial law that was issued, I think back in 2012 or something like that. All right, where the banks, all right, by the term of too big to fail, all right, these banks is no longer being bailed out when they reach into financial turmoil. They are not being bailed out by the government, all right, where the government will take the taxpayers' money and pay off these creditors and what have you. Yeah. Is now where the people, the depositors, their money is being used. And this just goes to show that this whole financial system is a whole Ponzi scheme. Because at the end of it all, when a Ponzi schemes come all crashing down, all right, the ones who are at the bottom, they tend to be the one to lose everything. And the architects of the whole scheme, they are the ones that reap all the benefits. All right, they are the ones that reap all the benefits. That is why I had no choice but to say I didn't want to go to that scripture, because I have some of the scriptures that I have. It goes all the way back to the video that I had done, where that video was I will put that video in the comment section. I will put the link to it in the comment section. That video was bank bail-ins will usher in the digital system, because there's the end all be all, and there's the game. This is the main goal that they are looking to achieve, and in order for them to achieve it, the steps must be taken. All right, and those steps is what? Gradualism. Yeah, gradualism. All right. There's two links I will put up. One that I had done and by myself, and one where Brother Yerushalayim and Brother Iwadash we had done, last year before we went out to do the works on the highways. We had done a serious video concerning bank bail-ins. All right. So, as I said earlier, the ones who tend to prosper from the Ponzi scheme, let me see, is Proverbs 21 now. I think Proverbs 21 and 6. Yeah. All right. Proverbs 21. All right. 21 and 6. This is what it is here. It says, the getting of treasures by a lying tongue is vanity tossed to and fro of them that seek death. Because this whole monetary system, this whole world currency, this whole world economic system that go by the of its financial rules. All right, it's based upon lies and robbery. All right, it's based upon lies and robbery, because because the whole world, their dollar, their respective currency, all right, is pegged by the US dollar, and the US dollar is pegged by nothing more than an IOU. All right, and the US dollar, their debt is by their own dollar. So this just goes to show, and you now has to, in order for you to do trade and commerce and whatnot, you have to borrow money. You have to borrow, you as a nation, you as a government, you have to borrow money from your central bank in order to have access, in order to be able to buy, to trade in that money for the US, in order for you to do your transactions and what have you. All right. You see how treacherous this whole financial system is? When you really do your research and study this financial system, it's nothing good. Verse 7, the robbery of the wicked shall destroy them because they refuse to do the judgment. All right? This is where it is. All right? This is what it is. It's total robbery. Robbery of the poor. Yeah? Robbery of the poor. Right? What you're seeing right now, you know what you're seeing right now? Is this here. Let's go to Zephaniah. This is what you're seeing. This is what you're witnessing before your eyes right now. This prophecy here is fulfilling right now. Zephaniah 1 and 10. All right? Where it reads, and it shall come to pass in that day, say the Lord, that there shall be the noise of a cry from the fish gate, and an howling from the second, and a great crashing from the hills. That fish gate it is speaking about, all right, it's your whole financial system. And that cry, all right, that cry that is speaking out, that cry there concerning to this prophecy is the news that is going around the world, and the people receiving of the news of the crisis that is taking place within the financial system. All right? The crisis that is taking place in the financial system, where now you're literally seeing how bleak the future is concerning your finances, concerning this banking system. All right? And as we get closer and closer to the demise of this financial system, all right, you're going to be seeing your respective governments, yeah? You're going to be seeing your respective governments starting to use terms, it's starting to use terms with the facade that they're trying to alleviate the problem, taking measures to alleviate the problem, and using such terms as austerity measures. So now, you're going to be seeing with austerity measures, high taxes, all right, hyperinflation, all right, and most of all right, dispensation of finance, like for instance pensions. Most importantly, pensions, all right, is going to be pulled off the cards. So now you're going to see the place going into a whole turmoil, all right, because now pensioners, senior citizens, they're not even safe anymore. Their money ain't safe anymore, all right, because they will use the term that we was granting you this. Because really and truly, the pension is a grant. The government don't have to give it to the citizens, to the senior citizens. All right? That is a grant. That is just a grant. As Brother Nagada told me, you know, he because he does do a little taxi work and whatnot, and he had pick up a pensioner, and she explained to him, she showed him, you know, that the government not using the term pension anymore. All right? They're calling it grant. All right? And it reached to the point now where a lot of the people who now reach the age of receiving pension, it is very hard for them now to be included in the system for them to receive a pension. Yeah? So the government is going to reach a stage that they cannot allocate any money, all right, to send out pension. All right? You even had a situation here in Trinidad with the NIS, with citizens who just retire and whatnot, and they had to receive the NIS for all the contribution that they had made during the work life. All right, that the NIB board is going into bankruptcy because they have no money to allocate to give to the people. All right. This is where it is here. And we have told you this because the end, and no, what, no, you other Israelite groups, you other Israelite camps who talking that nonsense concerning the MOTB being sin and this and that and the other, you all is going to put your foot in your mouth pretty soon. You all is going to put your, and best believe, Zephaniah, not Zephaniah, no, Zechariah chapter 13 from verse 1 to 7. That prophecy is going to be fulfilled. We are letting you Israelite groups, you leaders of these other Israelite groups who've been prophesying lies to the people. Your own congregation, your own members is going to put you to death. All right? Because this is clear as you could see. As clear as you could see. Right? Where this whole thing is leading to. With the whole digital system, the CBDCs, and which all going to lead to the end all be all, which is what? That MOTB. That CHIP. Where you can neither be able to buy nor sell unless you have that CHIP. Yeah? But first, as I say, steps have to be taken place. And a big one of that, as I say, look out for terms such as austerity measures. Because back then, between 2006 or to 2012, when Greece Greece and Spain and Portugal and Ireland and Italy and what have you, all right, was going through, I think Germany also too. I'm not too sure, I think Germany also too, all right, was going through the financial crisis and what have you, all right. The government had also tend to resort to what? To austerity measures. Let's see if I can get that. Bear with me. Right, so austerity measures. Watch out this. Austerity measures. It usually results in cutting non-essential programs. Yeah? This includes cutting or freezing the wages of government employees, cutting back on government programs such as programs for veterans or senior citizens, all right? People experiencing homelessness and national parks, or a freeze on hiring, and a freeze on and a freeze on pensions. And a freeze on pensions. Yeah? And a freeze on pensions. Because what you have to understand is this here. This is how serious this financial thing is here. Let me go even a little further. You see, What is with this bank bail-ins that has taken place, and the bank runs now? All right, because as they said, let's go back to the scriptures. I'll go to some scriptures just now. Just bear with me. Let me just explain something here. Let me show you how serious this bank bail-ins and bank runs, how it is going to cripple the economy. All right. Let's take, for instance, as we in Trinidad here, let's take, for instance, Scotiabank, and Scotiabank is going into a whole financial crisis. All right. Because as you see, for instance, the Silicon Valley Bank, all right, the only people that liable to get back some of the money, get back the money, is those who've been insured for what, for $250,000 and upwards and what have you. All right, those are the ones that could get back the money, and the rest, to hell with them. You might get a certificate. They were saying you had to get a certificate, all right, in order to get back your money. All right, but let's take, for instance, here in Trinidad here with Scotiabank, and let's say Scotiabank, let me say they have at least 300,000 customers, and out of that 300,000 customers, let's say 200,000, they have at least quarter million in the bank, and then now this whole scene start to blow up now, and the people getting word of what is taking place, that the bank in a whole crisis. So now you're seeing we will have now the people now rushing now. The people rushing to go and see how they could get out the money, and only the ones who has 250, so to the quarter million, let me say at least 100 and something, let's say 170,000 take out the money. All right, that day alone is a crippling effect, and then now the rest, all right, the rest now, at least 30-40% of them manage to pull out the money in time. What does that going to do? That is going to cripple the bank. All right, and now let we extend that now as a domino effect to all the rest of banks that end up starting to take place, where now you're having bank runs, where these people rushing to take out the money out of the bank, out of the banking system, in all these commercial banks and what have you. What is that going to do? That is going to cripple your economy. And when that takes place now is where now you're going to have a financial meltdown and hyperinflation, because now the people has no trust in the financial system, in the banking system. So the money is not the money now. It come to a cease in being properly regulated. So now you will have what? Hyperinflation, and it is going to reach the stage. It is going to reach a stage where now people is going to be using a wheelbarrow to go by the corner parlor, yeah, with a wheelbarrow and money to go by the corner parlor to buy a loaf of bread. There's where it's reaching to. And we had told you all this. I keep on saying that there's going to come a day where you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans who are the children of Israel, there's going to come a time, there's going to come a day, all right, where you're going to go to your bank, all right, whether it be in front of a teller or whether it be by a fast service, all right, to receive funds from your own account, and he is not going to receive one black cent. And we're seeing it is already here now. This is the book of Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower and will watch to see what he will say unto me and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come and will not tarry. And we see in the prophecies, it is not tarrying, it is coming, it is here. The prophecies is being fulfilled. Right? All you dumb Egyptologists and whatnot who have all these negative things to say concerning the scriptures, that the Bible is a white man's book and this and that and the other. Where is the prophecy in the Egyptian Book of the Dead or the Bhagavad Gita or the Quran? Where is the prophecy being prophesied, being written down on paper? All right? And prophesied concerning this economical downturn that the world is witnessing right now. Look what taking place in Sri Lanka. Look what taking place in Pakistan. Yeah, where the government do even have money, all right, to purchase fuel, all right, to purchase fuel and whatnot to keep the lights on. Yeah, Sri Lanka in a mess, Pakistan in a mess, and Lebanon in a mess. And those are just smaller economies. Smaller economies compared to these Western nations, all right. And days where you had to look out for, when these Western economies like England, Germany, Belgium, yeah, America, Australia. Days when you know you ain't even hotter waters. When these right now America is holding up on sticks. America, Babylon the Great economy is holding up on sticks because they already reached the debt ceiling, all right, with the debt, with the heavy debt. All right, they have already reached it, and they're trying to see if they could raise the ceiling even higher. Because America is something like $70-something trillion in debt. All right, in all sectors, the not just only the banking system, the military is in debt. The military is what, over $33-something million in debt. Then we ain't talk about student loans as yet. That is another couple billions of dollars in debt. All right, that they could never be able to pay back. Right? This is the situation here concerning this whole financial system. All right? We told you all that bail-ins, bank bail-ins is going to come, and it is going to come at a very high level, where all you depositors who save in your money in your banks, all right, you're going to lose it, because when these banks fail, they're going to use your money to bail out the creditors, the investors, right? It is not going to be used to prop back up the bank for the bank to continue in business and whatnot. It is going to be used to pay off these investors. That's why I'm saying this whole financial system, world financial system, is a friggin' Ponzi scheme. And anytime a Ponzi scheme comes to its collapse, the only ones that this benefit is the ones that is on top, the ones that created the scheme. You all here who are the bottom are just the blasted pawns. Yeah? You all are just pawns. It's as simple as that. It is as simple as that. Yeah? Simple as that. Right? Because the economy is backed by nothing. The whole world economy is backed by nothing. Because the US dollar is nothing. Let's take a look at Sirach. Sirach, is it 40 or 31? Let me see something. Bear with me. Because as I said, I have some scriptures. Sirach 40 and 25. Sirach 40 and 25. It reads, gold and silver make the foot stand sure. Yeah, gold and silver make the foot stand sure. All right, because gold and silver, which is real money, it is your security. All right, and it is your defense. All right, but what they did, what did Esau did? Esau took away the defense. All right, so now you are at their mercy, and the thing is, Esau has no mercy. If Esau had mercy, they would have done all what they could have done to alleviate this whole financial crisis. But Esau has no mercy because what they're doing, they're literally steering the people, all right, to a UBI with the CBDC, all right, to have full total control and to ensure that control. To give that total control, the true assurance is a CHIP. Right? Gold and silver make the foot stand sure, but counsel is esteemed above them both. Counsel of who? Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai. Riches and strength lift up the heart, but the fear of the Lord is above them both. There is no want in the fear of the Lord, and it needeth not to seek help. Because while you're abiding in Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, in his wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, his prudence. All right, and that will give you the stability to go about in these times that we are living in here now, these dire times, these evil times, these perilous times. You understand? This is what this is about. But what they do, they take away that standard. So now, the measures that they're going about now, you know where it's going to lead to now? You know where it's going to lead to right now? With this is just the smoke with that Silicon Valley Bank and what have you. This is just the smoke. And you know what this reminds me of? Now, notice what the lady said in the video. The shock to see it happen on a weekend, on a Friday. But me in shock. I not shocked. You know why I not shocked? Any brother that listen to this video here, especially the brothers in my camp and the brothers from the GMS newsroom group chat that that I'm amongst, I incorporated into. If you all could remember, or if any brother and sister because I sure a lot of you all who in Israel, they saw this, rampant on YouTube and whatnot with brothers, post it up and what have you, with Esau and the predictive programming. If any one of you all could remember, there was a clip circulating with this old series back in the days, back in the 90s, the X-Files, with Scully and Mulga, wherever the name is. All right? There was an episode which was going into the crashing of the financial system and what have you, and this whole financial system crashing and people going to the bank and not getting the money and this and that and the other because, going into the new world order and what have you, all right, or a whole takeover and what have you. And they were saying, it's likely to happen on a weekend. And when did this collapse take place of this bank? On the weekend, Friday. And best believe when this whole world economy come crashing down, it is going to come on a weekend, and I more so believe it is going to happen on a mountain. Yeah? Where the mountain falling on the weekend. Watch and you go see. Right now, I just speak, that part there I just speaking as a man. Alright? That part there I just speaking as a man, and I have my reasons why. Because remember, on a mountain, that is when most government employees getting the pay and whatnot, so forth. Even within the private sector, there are other private sector that don't pay weekly or fortnightly, they will pay monthly. Because they want it on a way where everybody going and feel the pinch. They want to make sure and design it in a way where everybody is going to feel the hurt. And not just only the ones who working, down to pensioners and all. That's why when I go to Revelation 13:16, he calls it all. He calls it all. He calls it all. He calls it all. This man has no mercy. Esau has no mercy. He means by every means necessary, total control is their agenda. This is what it is. This is what it is. Let's take a look at Sirach. Still in the book of Sirach, chapter 31. Should go to that now? Should I? Or should I not? Bear with me. Should I or should I not? No. What I want to do is go to 2nd Ezra. Because as I said that, right, that is what I should do. This is what I should do. Go to 2nd Ezra 15. Because this is what is going to take place. Because again, they're going to do it on a weekend. And this is how 2nd Ezra 15, and I think it's 16, is going to be fulfilled by the way of this financial structure. Financial sector, and it's crashing. And crashing on a weekend, crashing on a mountain, where people has the family to feed, the children to send to school, and bills to pay and whatnot, so forth. All right? People being all left in limbo. All right? They all left in total confusion. This is 2nd Ezra 15 and 16. For there shall be what? No, I should read from 14. 2nd Ezra 15, 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hand. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor their princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. Why? The people is not going to give a ass what the government has to say. You think, and you come on, let's be real. You think, put sense, take sense out of nonsense. You really feel a man who working all these years, give 30 years service, 40-something years service, all right? All their life savings and health insurance and pension plan and this and that, to see that all come to nothing, to see that all disappear in one go. All right? A man, he has 3, 4, 5 children to feed. All right? Books to buy, uniform, have a wife to see about, bills to pay, and all the life saving going in one go. They're being limited to withdraw at least maybe what 200, 300. They can't take out no more than that. That is if. If they could be able to take out that, right? If they could be able to take out that such amount. Because the rest of money, the bank taking it to bail to pay the creditors, to pay the investors. You really think the people is going to take that lightly? No. It is going to be total uproar. It is going to be total anarchy. And that now will help usher in what? Martial law. All right? Because it is going to be total sedition out here. This financial crisis that is taking place here, when they see that whole financial system crash, you really feel you all will come to the realization that your unions can't do shit. Your unions ain't shit. Your trade unions and whatnot, they ain't nothing. They ain't no help. And this is going to aggravate the people even more. Because it is going to be way out of the union's hand. The trade union, they ain't gonna have no power because them and all. Because remember, you have to pay the trade union in order for them to fight for you to get your money, you know. And if there ain't no money, oh boy. And then we, the Hebrew Israelites, is the madmen. Yeah? Then we, the Hebrew Israelites, who giving you so-called Negroes and Hispanics and Native Americans, Caribs, Arawaks, Mayans, Aztecas, Incas, all right, the truth concerning your true heritage, your true power, your true God, we are considered the madmen. But your Christian church ain't telling you this here, all what I giving you here, you will never hear it in the Christian church. You will never hear it in the Roman Catholic Church, Jehovah's Witness, Pentecostal. None. Not one in these churches you will never get this type of information from. All right? And having it being filtered through the scriptures. You all are going to get caught with your pants down. Best believe that. Best believe that. You all are going to be caught with your pants down. Because it's all about greed with Esau. It's all about greed with the so-called white man. Now we're going to the Sirach 31. Now I could go to Sirach 31. Yeah? And 1, Sirach 31 and 1. It reads, watching for riches consumeth the flesh, and the care thereof driveth away sleep. Because this is what they're all about. They're all about the riches. All right? They're all about the riches. And in order for them to gain the riches, they will go through all sorts of mischievous acts. They will do all sorts of mischievous acts. Wicked acts. That is why, let me go to it. 2 scriptures I will go to, then come back to that Sirach. Which is Malachi 2 and 1. Alright, Malachi 2 and 1. And then I was going to go to, I think it's Proverbs 4 and 16. Alright? Malachi 2, no, it's Micah, Salakia. Micah, not Malachi, Micah. Micah 2 and 1. It reads, woe to them that devise iniquity. Yeah, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. Yeah, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. Right? When the time is right, they put it, they perform it. All right? And these elites, they are performing their acts pretty good. Pretty good, because it is in the power of their hands. All right? Because they are all about greed. The friggin' greedy, the greedy. All right? They could never have enough. Here it is these elites, here it is the so-called white man has all that the world has to offer. And still that is not enough. And the question lies with you Edomites. with you elites, you Rothschild, you Rockefellers, you DuPonts, you Oppenheimers, all right? You Gettys. The question lies, when you done chip everybody, when you done put a microchip in every man, woman, and child, and there is a crown jewel there, what's next? What's next? Could you please answer that? What you have after that? To satisfy your lust and your greed. What next you have after that? Proverbs. Let's go back to the Proverbs. Proverbs, I think it's 4:16. All right, because this going right back to the very first verse in Sirach 2. 31:1. All right, it reads what? Sirach. This is Proverbs 4:16. For they sleep not except they have done mischief. All right, because this, as the scripture say, you know, in Sirach 31 and 1, you know, the so trust in the riches, they're so all about gain, you know, that to take away the sleep. And the only way for them to sleep is to practice wickedness in order for them to satisfy their greed. So they must practice wickedness. Right? For they sleep not except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. For they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence. This is Esau. So when you go back, that is just the total attributes, you know, the characteristics of Esau and what they stands for. All right? Sirach 31:1, watching for riches consumeth the flesh, and the care thereof driveth away sleep. Watching care will not let a man slumber, or a sore disease breaketh sleep. The rich hath great labor in gathering riches together, and when he resteth, he is filled with his delicates. The poor laboreth in his poor estate. That's why the scripture say when the rich rule it, all right, the people mourn, but when the righteous rule it, the people rejoice. You understand? And the people could know. That's why you dumb niggas, but you blessed and highly favored. You blessed and highly favored and still had to pay bills. You blessed and highly favored, but still had to wake up 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning to go out day, all right, to go and slave for minimum wage. Yeah, for minimum wage. Slave for 8 hours, 12 hours for minimum wage. All right? And when you receive, before you can even receive your salary, before you can even receive your money, all right, for what you work for, what you're entitled to, your money being taxed before you can even receive it. But you see, this is the situation with you Negroes. All right? You trust in oppression. You like being a slave. All right? You all content. You all content. You all came here as slaves. All right? You all came here as slaves and you all been beaten down to the point where, you know, you all just surrender. You know? And just trust in the system. Yeah, every 5 years you're running behind a freaking truck with a red jersey or a yellow jersey, PNM till a dead, UNC till a dead, and all these bag of nonsense. When these people has no care for you. Yeah. When these people is literally it plays a big part of the problem that you're facing. The poor laboreth in his poor estate, and when he leaveth off, he is still in need. He is still in need. What the scripture say, we gain money. I think is in Haggai, you know, in a bag with holes, because soon as you get paid, You had this bill to pay. You had that bill to pay. You had the other bill to pay. Just bills upon bills upon bills upon bills. The same hand that gave you it, which is the so-called white man, you have to give him it back. He that loveth gold shall not be justified, and he that followeth corruption shall have enough thereof. Gold hath been the ruin of many, and their destruction was present. It is a stumbling block unto them that sacrifice unto it, and every fool shall be taken therewith. Blessed is the blessed is the rich that is found without blemish, which is who? The righteous. Alright? And have not gone after gold, which is what has not gone after riches. Because all this what is taking place here is literally total greed of the so-called white man. He is just showing you how greedy he is. Yeah? He is just showing you how greedy he is. But the Lord is showing you what is going to be the end result of their greed. Yeah? There is where it is. When you go to Job, let's take a look at Job 20. Job 20 and 4. Let me see. Job chapter 20 and verse 4. It reads, Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon the earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a what? But for a moment? Though his excellent mount up to the heavens, and his head reach unto the clouds, yet shall he perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, Where is he? This is going to be the judgment of the so-called white man. This is what is going to be the judgment of the so-called white man. He is going to perish forever like his own dung. All because why? All because of his greed and their wickedness. Alright? He shall fly away as a dream, and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. The eye which also saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place any more behold him. His children shall seek to please the poor, and his hand shall restore their goods. His hand shall restore their goods. All that gold would have locked up in all the vaults worth trillions of dollars. All that gold bullion and silver bullions and whatnot they have locked up in all the vaults is going to be restored right back unto us, the children of Israel. Watch and you will see. His bones are full of sin of his youth, which shall ye down with him in the dust. Though wickedness be sweet in his mouth, though he hide it under his tongue, though he spare it and forsake it not, but keep it still within his mouth, yet his meat and his bowels is stern, and it is the gall of asp within him. He hath swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again. Yahweh shall cast them out of his belly. Yahweh shall cast them out of his belly. That's why the Lord says, when you go to James, 5 and 1, James 5 and 1, Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments moth-eaten. Your gold and your silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness, against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasures together for the last days. Yeah? They have heaped treasures together for the last days. Because all what they had stole over the centuries ever since they came back into power, all that gold and silver and what have you, which is real money, true money, not these notes what you have, $5 note, $10 note, $100, $50 note, $1,000 note, $2,000 note. These things ain't money. These things is fiat. That ain't money. That is just fiat. That is just a promissory note. A false promissory note, because back then you could have taken that same note and carried back to the treasury and redeem it in gold. But you can't anymore, because why? The world currency, the world reserve currency is not pegged by the gold anymore. Because they want to keep all the gold for themselves, because they know if and a prime example, this is the main reason why they killed Gaddafi. Because Gaddafi wanted to have a gold standard currency. Alright? Within Africa. And if you want to do any business, if you want to purchase oil and this and that and whatnot from within Africa, you would have to do it within gold. And and this is the thing here. Had the world been dealing with gold, the power would have been within the people's hand. But they cannot, they will not do it, because anytime they do that, bring back the US dollar under a gold back status, all right, the power is going to come back to the people, and they don't want that. All right. Verse 4, behold, the hire of the laborers which hath reaped down your fields, which of you is kept back by fraud, crieth. The cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth. Yeah, because people now is losing their money. People now is losing the life savings, because the life saving is being used, all right, to pay off these elites. That's why when I go to 1 Timothy, that says all about greed. These demons, these Edomites, these demons, they are freaking greedy. Right? That's why it says here, 1 Timothy 6 and 10, Salakia, it reads what? For the love of money is the root of all evil. Is the root of all evil. And the direction where they're steering the world into is in total evil. Alright? Because the policies that they have with the CBDC, alright, and the CHIP, and all the agendas, alright, the demonic agendas, alright, is all evil. Because why? They trust in the riches, they love the riches. For the love of money is the root of all evil, which some coveted, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. And a lot of you niggas, all right, who love your money so much, who had the same spirit as Esau, and trust in riches, is going to pierce yourself with many sorrows when you see this whole financial system come crashing down. All right, and you lost a sense of security by the way of your money. You would have no choice. You would look at it as having no choice but to take that MOTB in order to get back some sort of a financial recompense. Wow, boy. This is why I love this truth. The wisdom and knowledge and understanding that I get from this truth is second to none. Yeah, it is second to none. Simple as that. This is where it is. Yeah? This is what it is. So going back to the Job. Going back to the Job 4. I almost finished with this video. Almost finished. Job 4. Oh, shucks. No, Job 20. I think I reached verse 8 and verse 7 or verse 8. Let me see what let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. I think I reached verse 12. I'll start from verse 9. So Job 20 and 9 it reads. No. Yeah, I think I read verse 9. It reads, the eye which also saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place be any more. Behold him, his children. No, I'd read that. I'd read that already. It's verse 11 actually. So it says, verse 11 here, it says, his bones are full of the sin of his youth, which ye shall down with him in the dust. Though his wickedness be sweet in the mouth, though he hide it under his tongue, though he spare it and forsake it not, but keep it still within his mouth, yet his meat in his bowels is turned as the gall of asp within him. He had swallowed down riches, he shall vomit them up again. Yeah, I'd read that. Alright? Yeah, I'll read that. So verse 16 actually, verse 16. Still lucky about that, but I nothing. Verse 16. He shall suck the poison of asp, the viper's tongue shall slay him. Alright? He shall not see the rivers, the floods, the brooks of honey and butter, which is his riches, his new world order. He's going to see it, but only to a point. Only to a point. Only to a point. Alright? That which he labored for shall he restore, and shall not swallow it down according to his substance. Shall the restitution be, and he shall not rejoice therein. Because he hath oppressed the poor, and hath forsaken the poor, because he hath violently taken away an house which he builded not. Surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly, he shall not save of that which he had desired. There shall none of his meat be left. Therefore shall no man look for his goods. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits, difficulties. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. Yeah? That's why when I go, I think I will leave it off for this Job here. When I go back to Job, but Job 5 and 12, where it says, he disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hand cannot perform their enterprise, which is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Alright? He's going to disappoint them. And that enterprise is what? Is the new world order. Alright? Because of what? The greed and the wickedness. Alright? The greed and their wickedness. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. This devil. Last scripture, which is the book of Psalms, Psalms 49. Where the hell are I going? Psalms 49 and 1. It reads, hear this, all ye people, give ear, all ye inhabitants of the world, both low and high, rich and poor together. My mouth shall speak of wisdom, and the meditation of my heart shall be understanding. I will incline my ear to a parable, I will open my dark saying upon the harp. Wherefore should I fear in the days of evil, when the iniquity of my heel shall compass me about? They that trust in their wealth, and boast themselves in the multitude of their riches, none of them can by any means redeem his brother, nor give to Yahweh a ransom for him. For the redemption of their soul is precious, and it ceaseth forever, that he should still live forever and not see corruption. For he seeth that wise men die, likewise the fool and the brutish person perish, and leave their wealth to others. And the others is going to be us, the children of Israel. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. This is the mindset of the so-called white man. They think that they're going to rule forever. Yeah, they think that they're going to be in rulership forever. and their dwelling places to all generations, that they call their lands after their own names. Nevertheless, men being of honor abideth not. He is like the beasts that perish. This their way is their folly, yet their posterity approve their sayings. Selah. Like sheep they are laid in the grave. Death shall feed on them, Salakia, and the upright shall have dominion over them in the morning, and their beauty shall consume in the grave from their dwelling. This is what is going to take place with Esau. But Yahweh will redeem my soul from the power of the grave. He shall receive me, Salah. Be not thou afraid when one is made rich. Yeah, don't be envious of the prosperity of the wicked. All right. There's a scripture. Envy not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. All right. Be not thou afraid when one is made rich, when the glory of his house is increased. For when he dieth, he shall carry nothing away. His glory shall not descend after him. Though whiles he lived, he blessed his soul, and men will praise thee when thou doest well to thyself. He shall go to the generation of his fathers, they shall never see light. Man that is in honor and understanding and understandeth not is like what? The beasts that perish. Kal halayam la alahayanawa Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rakaha Kodash. Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahweh Shai, Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahweh Shai, Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahweh Shai. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace, blessing, salutation unto the brothers who preaching, teaching this truth. Show the four corners of the earth, risking their lives and their freedoms to do so now more than ever. Shalom unto the speckled bird Israelites, and shalom unto the very few but faithful Akwatiam. This is your brother Kahan from the GMS Prophetic Vibration Camp, signing out, saying shalom. Hey, again, we told you so. Shalom.